All right, friends. So I am talking about Cycle-Synced Barre today because if you haven't heard, I am a huge fan of it. And so it's basically changed my life. I've just taught and been exposed to all kinds of different formats of barre, and I love them all. And what I found for myself is that I need a workout that meets me where I am on a daily basis. And I haven't been able to sort of sustain a workout routine until I started cyclical workouts, and that's when everything changed. So specifically, because my forte is in barre, I'm going to be sharing with you what to expect from the 4 seasons of Cycle-Synced Barre, which is a part of the membership that I provide. So in your inner winter barre, it's going to take into consideration that your hormones are very low at that time. Okay, so that doesn't mean that you're incapable of working out. And that's what I see with a lot of women. They're like, oh, I'm bleeding, I can't work out. And so it's like those 5 days, right? Because you're trying to recover from the overextensive workouts and, basically the bashing that you did on your body the other parts of the seasons when you thought, I have all this energy, I got to take advantage, I'm going to drill my body down, right? We're getting away from that mentality and we're coming into this understanding that movement is medicine. And so in order to implement that, we can actually start to show up for ourselves on a daily basis, right? If you're like me and you freaking love barre, you could do barre every single day, but you have to do it in a different way. You can't show up to the same type of format every day. Your body's not going to be able to sustain it. Okay, so inner winter barre means that I'm taking into consideration that all your hormones are very low. Your sensitivity is on an ultra high, whether you consider yourself a sensitive or not. The music that I play and the way that I speak to you is going to affect the way that you show up to the workout and the way that you're able to stay sort of connected with me throughout the experience. So I take that into very deep consideration because I know that I'm in winter. I don't want to fucking hear you scream. Like, don't shout at me. Don't give me a hard time. Don't tell me that you get it, right? It's like, it's just this whole other thing that happens in our bodies and our minds. And we have to just like honor that and be like, yeah, this is a real thing. I just want to move my body because I know that it's healthy for me. So inner winter, we focus on just toning the body in a very alignment based. Obviously everything in barre is alignment based, right? So you're always going to expect that, but like it's like a subtle burn and tone kind of class, and you're still going to sweat, you're still going to feel the challenge, but the way that I present it to you, right, it's almost like an experience with the music and my tone of voice and the transitions from one move to the other is going to be very different. All right. The length of the inner winter is shorter than other classes because you don't have the attention span or the energy. And let me just be very clear. When I say you don't have, of course you technically have. We're coming away and we're getting out of this thing of like, I can prove to you that I'm able to do a 1 hour workout while I'm bleeding, right? It's like, you don't need to prove, like, I know you're capable of everything and anything that you put your mind to. I think as a humanity, like, we're kind of over that process, right? So now we're just honoring the cycles and understanding like, oh, if I just get a really good workout within 30 to 40 minutes, like that's all I need for the day. If you just like speak really kindly to me, put on some good music and just make me burn and fatigue my muscles, like, I don't need much more than that. I ain't trying to like, accomplish my yearly goals while I'm in my winter. All right. So that's what you can feel into as the inner winter class. Then we move on to inner spring. Inner spring is one of my favorite times because we're not like going hard, right? It's not like crazy mountain climber sprint for 1 minute, but your energy levels are rising and your hormones are rising, and we're starting to have sort of this glow and this flow in our lives, in our hormones, in our energy levels. So you're going to see more of, I kind of want to do it, like you're going to see more flow, you're going to see more stretches, right? You're going to see more transitions where you get to like use full body movements and you're going to flow. Some people can call it cardio. I like it more of a flow where you're using dance as a way to include cardio, but you're not sort of like banging the body as like go 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 go, right? So we're bringing in the flow. We're always, in every single class, you're going to find the burn, you're going to find the toning, but we're going to start to bring in more of the transition, more of the choreography, more of the from one side to the next. There's like this seamless transition, and yeah, the length of a spring class is a little bit longer than the winter class because everything is sort of leading up to the next phase, which is ovulation. So inner summer, we have 2 more, stay with me. Inner summer classes, you are ovulating, you are like shining and glowing, and you have the energy. Like this is the time that you want to see, how long can I hold my plank? Like I'm actually just curious to know, right? How long can I do mountain climbers? Let's go for it. Why not? I'm going to give you the stronger music. I'm going to give you the stronger cues. I'm going to push you into that challenge zone, right? I'm going to bring in sort of that intense experience bouts, right? Not the whole classes. I'm not going to kill you for an hour, but I am going to give you a lot of those options, way more than I would in an inner winter class or inner spring class. Okay, so that sort of intense workout you're going to see in the inner summer barre class, and then we go to inner fall. Inner fall is a really interesting time of the month when it comes to movement, because here's what is happening. Your subconscious is opening up, whether you realize it or not. This is why some of us call it PMS, because there are things in our body and our minds that are like sort of like bubbling up, kind of like if you're making a stew. It's starting to bubble up and rise. And so if we don't actually have tools for those things that are bubbling up, which for me is movement, first and foremost, hands down, if I do not move in my fall time, it's not good. Like I don't want to be around anybody, and nobody should be around me. So inner fall is a time to really use movement as your medicine, but not to use it in a way. Here's what happens a lot of times with women is that in inner fall, we're mad at ourselves. We're mad at our bodies. We're mad at the foods we eat. We're mad at the relationships. We're mad at life, right? There's like a lot of rage, or maybe there's a lot of sadness. So there's like all these emotions that are coming up that we're not necessarily like, you don't actually have to throw it out into the world. You can actually, you know, have this alchemical, spontaneous reaction within your body, right? And you don't have to worry about that part, but just understand that if you can start to use all of that emotion and all that energy and sort of move it into your body, so you're going to see that the fall class, the way that I speak to you is it's just like very different. It's very unique to inner fall. Like it's kind of like a friend who's a mentor and a teacher and wants you to grow, but also cares for you. So it's like this stern friend that's like, listen, you're gonna hold your plank and you're gonna do it right. I guess you have to experience it, but yeah, I love it. I love it because it's the time that we actually need movement the most. Inner fall is really when we experience movement as medicine. That's the definition of inner fall class. And it's really important that you are being met in that place where someone's not pushing you to be like, you're a failure if you don't do 100 abs, but you're also like, give up at 10 because you can. Like you need to find that sort of that middle point, that middle line of, this is my challenge zone, this is my overexhaustion zone, and I'm gonna sort of bring them as close as possible, but I'm not gonna merge them, right? That's what a fall class is. It's really important that I focus on balance and I focus on strength training for sure, because you need more of that resistance training. You need heavier weights, and you need to create a lot of balance within your body. So physically, we do more balancing work, always, of course, with cardio options and with challenges as as a part of that optional. So sometimes if you feel like more rage, you need the cardio bout. But if you feel more sadness, you just need sort of like that stern balance burn. So I hope all of this is making sense. This is really like a compilation of all of my years of life and dance and movement and barre and fitness, and then the experience of me bringing in the divine feminine and really understanding that if we don't merge everything in our lives and we sort of bring it all together, then we're always going to take this approach to working out of like, it's my workout, but it has nothing to do with where my hormones are, but it has nothing to do, right? And then it's just time to bring it all together and be like, okay, I want to have this sustainable kind of movement practice for myself. And I still want to feel really good and strong, and I want to feel like I'm getting better, and I want to feel like I'm getting stronger. So yeah, I hope this has helped you understand the difference between your inner seasons and how to sort of approach each season with the workouts. Obviously, I would love, love, love to have you in the membership where I actually have a ton of pre-recorded classes for you already made, and of course we'll teach you how to how to work out according to your cycle. And each season and each class is already labeled, so you don't have to think about it. It's like, okay, inner season, boom, here's a library for inner spring and the library for inner winter. So I'm just really loving the process. I'm really loving how the women in there are just like sustainably showing up for the workouts, getting results, but then also loving their bodies through it all. So yeah, that is a breakdown of all 4 seasons and what to expect. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Sending you much love.